All right. So how are y'all doing? Good, good. How did you feel after our foot class last week? Yeah, so much better. Your feet. Yeah. Have you been doing any of that at home? What are your favorite things to do at home with your feet? Up and around, all that good stuff. Good. Yeah. Anybody trying walking around barefoot at home? Good, 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 good. Yep. The more you can do that, the better. Because I'm just going to talk a little bit about feet, and then we'll do something else today. But your arches, I talk to people a lot who have issues with their arches, fallen arches, or people who have knee problems, right? So knee replacement surgery has become kind of like the tonsillectomy of the 2020s, right? Yeah, everybody's just, I'm just going to get a new knee. And a lot of our knee problems and a lot of our hip problems can be traced down to the feet and the strength in our feet or the lack of strength in our feet. And one thing that walking barefoot helps you with, and all these fun little toe exercises that we do, one thing that helps with is to build the strength in the muscles of your feet, because the muscles of your feet are what helps to create the arch. Right? The arch isn't a thing. The arches are not things in your feet. They're actually processes that are created by strong musculature. So with weak musculature, we have weak arches. And when the arches are weak, that kind of translates up the chain to the knees, to the hips. It can even affect your back and your spine. So the last thing I'll say about the feet, because I think it's important to note that a quarter of all the muscles in your body, are in your feet. A quarter. Yeah, yeah. That's how important these things are. They get a quarter of all the muscles in your body. So think about that. Just think about how important it is to move your feet and to strengthen those muscles. Because we do lots of work for our other muscles, our leg muscles, our arm muscles, but a quarter of all our muscles are in the feet. Yeah. Oh, many years ago, yeah. Yeah. Not good for your feet. Yes, yes. Shoes, when you look at your shoes, again, I promise I won't talk all about feet this time. When you look at your shoes should be very bendy, right? You should have a lot of bend in your shoes. Anything that has a hard sole, it's not encouraging those foot muscles to work. When the shoe is bendy, that's encouraging those foot muscles to work. Yeah. Yeah, well, some of the Crocs have a little bit more bendy sole on them. So again, I'll do a whole class on footwear, but the thing I actually like about Crocs is that the toe box is so nice and wide. So when you step, part of what gives you balance and part of what helps to create a strong foot is when you step, you put all your body weight on that one foot. That foot is supposed to flex. It's supposed to get very wide, right? So your foot is like this, and then you put it on the ground, and when you bear weight, your foot actually should splay out like that. The Crocs allow you to do that. The thing I don't like about Crocs is that they're a slip-on shoe. And slip-on shoes are some of the worst shoes you can wear because as you're walking, I know all of you with your little Skechers that you slide into, right? As you're walking, your toes actually have to grip to keep that shoe on. So the best shoe you can wear is something that fastens to your foot. So with a Croc, you can get the thing around the back. If you put it on tight enough that it's holding on, that's good. But slides, slip-ons, don't even get me started on flip-flops. Those are all bad shoes for your feet. Bad shoes for your feet. Okay, so everybody's going, damn, I got to go look at my closet now. It's full of slides and slip-ons and Dansko shoes with the hard soles and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. Ah, all right. So We're going to work on a little bit of upper body stuff today in our exercise portion of this. So we'll give our feet a little bit of a rest because they did a lot last week. So first thing, come right up to the front edge of your chair. And let's just locate the sitting bones. So y'all know where your sitting bones are? Kind of reach under there. Sometimes the glutes, the fleshy part of your seat kind of gets in the way. So you just want to kind of pull that out of the way. And as you get a sense of your sitting bones on the chair, I want you to notice where your shoulders are. Are they forward? Are they behind? Are you kind of sitting more on one side than the other? See if you can line up your shoulders right over your hips. And of course, your hips sitting right on top of your sitting bones. I gotta take that off. And then notice your head. Is your neck tight or tense? Can you relax the tension in your neck and let your head kind of float on top of your shoulders, almost like your head is like a water balloon. It's just floating up on top of your shoulders. And then notice your chin. Is your chin forward a little bit? Can you bring it in? Almost as if you were going to tuck your chin into that little notch in your collarbones, but don't actively pull it back. Just kind of bring it in that general direction. And what that does is it lengthens the back of your neck. Many of us have a shortened back of the neck. And now that you've got all of that alignment in your body, notice your breathing. Just notice how the air is moving in and out of your body. And I'll encourage you to close your eyes if you haven't done that already. Having your eyes closed just kind of brings your awareness into your own body, so you're not distracted by anything outside or around the room. So notice your breath. What's going on with your breath this morning? Just be inquisitive. Is your breathing fast or slow? Is it shallow or deep? Is there sound to your breath? Is the air moving freely in and out of the left and right nostrils, or is one nostril more open than the other? Is the air cool or warm? And is there a difference between the temperature of the air as you breathe in and the temperature of the air as you breathe out? And now begin to deepen your breathing, so that as you inhale, bring the breath all the way down into your belly. Let your belly expand as you breathe in. And then engage your belly muscles as you breathe out. Pull the navel in toward the spine on the exhalation. So breathing in, the belly expands. Breathing out, the belly contracts. And slow it down. Long, slow, deep breaths in and out. You might add a count, a mental count to your breathing. So I often tell people, if you count to 4 in your mind, a slow count to 4 in and out, that's a good way to balance the inhale and the exhale. Breathing in slowly, breathing out slowly, feeling your body respond to the breath, the movement in your belly and your rib cage, maybe up into the area of your collarbones. Noticing any tension. So as we start to change our intention, paying more attention to the breath, we might create some tension in the body. It might be in your feet or your hands, your fingers, your shoulders. And as you continue to breathe deeply in and out, I want you to notice the position of your shoulders relative to your ears. Do the shoulders feel like they're up really close? Can you pull them down slightly? So again, with long, slow, deep breaths in and out, can you gently pull the shoulders down away from the ears a bit? Take 2 more full deep breaths, filling the body from the bottom to the top. So filling your belly and your rib cage as you inhale, and emptying your belly and rib cage as you exhale. And one final time, breathing in, fill the belly and the rib cage. Breathing out, empty the belly and rib cage. And then let your breath resume its natural pace and rhythm and depth. And let your eyes gently open. Good. So we're going to turn just the head. I'm just going to have you turn your head, not your shoulders. Turn to the right. Look back as far as you can go. Notice if your neck is a little stiff this morning or tight. Turn your eyes as far around in the eye sockets as they'll go, and notice what you can see, not only in your direct vision, but in your peripheral vision as well. Breathing in, breathing out. And then slowly come back to center with your head. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So again, just the head. Don't turn your shoulders or your body. Just your head. Turn it as far as it'll go. Noticing what you can see in your direct vision. Noticing what you can see in your peripheral vision. And then again, releasing that, coming back to center. So for most of us, we're going to notice a difference one side or the other. Maybe one side we're able to go a little farther than the other. So I want you to just kind of store that, what you were able to see, store that mentally. We're going to pick that up in a little while. And now let's take the chin down toward the chest. And that little notch in your collarbones, excuse me, pull your chin in toward that little notch as strongly as you can. Breathe in, breathe out. Feel the lengthening in the back of your neck. Now, lengthening to some people might feel like discomfort. So if you're tight in the back of your neck or the tops of your shoulders, this kind of stretch can feel a little uncomfortable. So again, pull that chin in as strongly as you can, and then relax and let your head come back to sort of that neutral position. Good. So we're going to breathe in and breathe out and continue to do this movement. So drop your chin down, pull it in toward the notch of your collarbones, and release and come back. And continue. So breathing in and breathing out, just a really gentle movement, coming forward as far as you can, and then pulling back in. It's hard to talk like this. And then releasing and coming back. We'll do just 2 more of these. It's a great stretch again for the back of the neck. Most of us, the back of the neck gets very tight. Good. And then last one, wherever you're at, do one final movement here, pulling the chin down and then really pulling it in toward the collarbones, and then releasing and coming back to neutral. Okay, continuing with your breath, let's take the right ear toward the right shoulder. And as you hold your right ear on your right shoulder, notice the left side of your neck, maybe down into the into the top of the shoulder, or maybe even into the upper arm. And it can come up as far as your ear in that side of your head. So we're going to take the right arm, sweep it out and around, and bring the palm of your hand near your left ear. So let your hand rest comfortably on your head, and then let the weight of your arm provide a little bit of traction here. Breathing in and breathing out. So not too much. If you're feeling a pull, like if you're pulling your head, just relax and let your arm just kind of be heavy. And there shouldn't be any pain in your neck. It might be a little sore, tender, or uncomfortable. And we're going to take the left hand to bring it up to the shoulder top, like where the neck and the shoulder meet, and just kind of put your fingers around that nice big muscle up there and pull down slightly. So we're pulling down on the muscle on the left side, and we're just providing a little gentle traction for the head on the right side. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. One more full deep breath in and out. And then you can release your hands, but don't lift your head. Let your head stay right where it is. And then slowly lift your head back up. As you lift your head back up, give yourself a moment. Notice if that left side feels longer. Maybe you feel like a little off balance here. If you've got some tight muscles in your neck, that can make you feel a little off balance when we first start to lengthen them a bit. So now we're going to take the left ear to the left shoulder. Breathing into that. Again, just notice where you feel it on this side. It might be different on this side. Maybe on the other side you felt it more in your neck. Maybe on this side you feel it more in your shoulder or your arm. Relax your neck muscles if you can. That's a really hard thing to do. It's probably one of the hardest things we do. And then take your left arm, bring it up and around so your hand is near your right ear. And then just really gently releasing the tension in your left arm. Let the weight of the arm traction that neck. Good. Now take your right hand and bring your right hand to those muscles. Right there, you'll feel it. It's usually a nice big one, juicy one. Just wrap your fingers around it a little bit and then just pull down. And you can pull pretty good on this. So you don't want to pull on your head, but you can certainly pull on this muscle here, or these muscles. It's actually a couple of muscles. So breathing in, breathing out. If you're having a hard time breathing, it might be just a little too much, so you can relax that a little bit. You don't even have to have that hand on the shoulder if that's a little too much. How about one more deep breath in and out? And then release your hands, but let your ears stay on your shoulder, so don't lift your head quite yet. Giving the neck a chance to kind of recalibrate. And then slowly bring your head back up to center. Good. And take a moment, just kind of give it a moment to adjust. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Okay. And then let's take the right shoulder now. We're going to circle that shoulder up and around. And listen for any noise in there. Shoulders tend to be pretty noisy. They're generally pretty crunchy. And then let's circle the left shoulder, same thing, just kind of real gentle movements up and around. Doesn't matter the direction you move in. Notice if this one is crunchier or less crunchy. Let's go back to the right and go the opposite way that you did before. So it should feel a little strange. We all have ways we like to move our shoulders, you know, the preferred method. Breathing in, breathing out, and then we'll go back to the left. Same thing, go in that opposite direction. Good. Okay. And then take your arms down by your sides with your palms facing forward and get your arms right in close. Hello. The wind decided it was too cool out there. So we're going to keep the arms by the side. So the elbows are in nice and tight, and we're just going to bend and tap the shoulders. So keeping the elbows in, really squeeze your elbows into your body. So you're using the muscles in the upper arms and the shoulders. Hopefully you can feel that. Get a little more breeze now. Good. Okay. Excellent. Just two more of these. And last one. Good. And then relax that. We're just going to take the wrists and circle them around a little bit. And again, might be a little noisy in there. Sometimes the wrists have a little bit of snap in them. And then reverse direction. That's usually just little tendons in there. Right, if you got tight forearms, that can make those tendons a little tight. And then let's just work the fingers a bit. So we worked from the shoulders down to the fingers a little bit. And then shake that all out. Okay, now for a little deeper stretch, let's take that right arm out in front, and we're going to just pull back on the fingers. So keep your hand lower than your shoulder. If your hand is way up here, drop it down, right? Breathing in, breathing out. Notice if you're leaning into that side or leaning away from that side. So you're sitting up as tall as you can. Keep your elbow straight if you can. So when your elbow is straight, we're stretching muscles above and below the elbow itself. So you're getting more bang for your buck this way. And then we're going to release that and bring the fingers down toward the floor and then push on the back of the hand. So up here where the bones are, not down here where your fingers are, because you'll overstretch those little tendons. So we're just going to do the same thing again, keeping the hand a little lower than the shoulder. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, and then we'll switch sides. Go the other side. Left hand up, or left fingers up rather, pull back. Elbow straight if possible. Nice full breaths. Great, and then we'll release that. Fingers come down, press on the back of the hand. Same thing. We're getting all our raking muscles ready, right? So that season is almost upon us. Good. And release that and just kind of circle around a little bit. Okay, let's take the arms out to the sides and with the upper arms parallel to the floor, so don't let them come down or don't let them go up. We're going to keep them here and then just bend and tap, right? So as you're bending, see if you can feel the muscles in the upper arms working. And as you're extending, same thing. So try not to use momentum to do it. Try not to use your neck to do it. And the next time you tap, we're going to pause there so we all kind of get to the same place. And then we're going to go up overhead, push up like you're lifting the ceiling, and then come all the way down, squeeze your shoulder blades together and bring your elbows back behind you as far as they'll go. And then push up and breathe and come down. Good. Now try not to do this with your neck, right? So if your head is forward and you're doing this and you're straining your neck, see if you can bring your chin in a little bit. Good. Couple more going up and down. You might be hearing some noise in there again because we're working some different muscles. Good. Last time, and we're going to squeeze out here. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to go all the way out, turn the palms up. We're going to bend and tap, bend and tap. Great. And let's go halfway. So instead of fully extending or fully bending, we're going to go halfway, right? Turn your palms forward. So this is like you all know what a saguaro cactus is, right? Yeah, this is like a saguaro cactus. So what we're going to do here is we're going to bring the arms down and up. Keep the upper arms level with the floor though, right? So in other words, don't bring your arms down. You're going to keep the arms level with the floor. So breathing in, breathing out. Okay. Next time they're up, let's stay here. We're going to take just the right arm down and then switch and switch and switch. Right? How we doing? Okay. We're switching. Keeping those upper arms from moving, right? So we're not moving. It's not this, right? We're keeping the upper arms stable. There should be, your shoulders should be talking to you at this point. Are they? Good. Okay. That's what we want. Great. Okay, and then come back with both arms up overhead. Extend the arms out. Reach, reach, reach. Reach to the right. Get longer through the right fingers. Get longer through the left fingers. Good. Keep breathing. Okay, this one's really hard now. We're going to take the thumbs are going to lead. We're going to turn the palms forward, down, and around behind as far as they'll go. Breathe, and then we're going to go the other way. If you need to take a break, take a break. We're just really challenging these shoulders here right now. Breathing in, breathing out. Notice if you're starting to transfer some of the tension into your jaw, into your face, right? Into your breath, right? So we don't think about creating tension in the breath, but when you hold the breath, that's creating tension in the breath. So just a couple more. Good. Your arms are almost ready to fall off. Yeah, good. That's what we're looking for. Okay. And then go back to that neutral position and let those arms, heavy, 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 come all the way down. Let them hang down by your sides. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, let it out with a sigh. And I would just want you to notice how heavy your arms feel. If they feel longer. If there's more sensation of, say, blood flow in the arms. So you might feel warmer, or you might feel a tingling. You might just get a different sense of things. Let your eyes gently open. Good, let's stretch a little. So we're going to take that right arm over to the left. Relax the arm as you pull it over. So this should be a little more or a little less difficult to do. Turn and just kind of bring your chin in line with your shoulder. And then you're just going to lift and lower your chin like you're saying yes. So lifting and lowering the chin. Good. And then bring your head back to center. We're going to release that arm, sweep it around behind you, slide it along the small of your back, and then take your left hand and grab your right hand back there. So you might grab your hand or your wrist, maybe even your forearm if you can get up that high. Now, some of us will start to contort the body so you can get a better grip. See if you can keep your body upright, your neck relaxed. Good, and we're just going to pull that arm over to the side a little bit here. And if you'd like, you can let your left ear drop toward your left shoulder. And then we're going to turn the nose down and up. Turning the nose down and up. So it's like you're saying no. Even though your head's at an angle, you're saying no. So we're working all the different muscles in the neck right now. Well, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. Good. And then bring your head all the way back up. Now we're going to release that arm, sweep it forward, bring it way up overhead as high as you can. Bend your elbow, place your hand on your shoulder like you're giving yourself a nice pat on the back. And then we're going to take the left arm and push up. Good. So you can push up with your hand here, or if you can get your arm up overhead, you can do that. Good. Everybody doing okay? If you've got your arm up overhead like this, just make sure you can breathe easily. Yeah. Because if you're holding your breath, you won't be able to stay here too long. Okay. Now, keep your elbow up. Release your left arm. Sweep it around behind your back, right? So you sweep it around behind your back. Bend your elbow, right? And I want you to grab your top hand with your bottom hand. No? Okay, there you go. I can't see behind you, so I'm going to take your word for it. You got it? Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. Just take a couple of breaths here. So you got your fingers interlaced back there. Yep, it's going really well. Excellent. Those were the good old days. Yes. All right, and then we'll take one more deep breath in and out. And just release all of that. Let your arms come down by their sides. Close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths and notice how much longer your right arm is than your left. All right, let your eyes open and let's give that left arm a little bit of love now. So we're going to take the left arm over to the right. And again, just relax that left arm and pull it over using the right arm to do this. And then turn so that you line up your chin with your left shoulder, and we're going to lift and lower as if you're saying yes. So lift and lower. Breathing in, breathing out. Nice and smooth, easy breath. Good. And then head comes back to center. And now we're going to release that arm, sweep it around behind the back. Let it rest on the small of the back. Take your right hand, grab hold of your left. If you can grab your wrist, you can do that. Just make sure you're not contorting yourself to get into that position. And just give it a really gentle pull over to the right. Got my cord here all wrapped up. Okay, and now we're going to take the left ear to the left shoulder. Is that right? That seems weird. That's right. I said it wrong. So it's your right ear to your right shoulder. It's the other left. It's the opposite left. That's the yoga teacher left, yes. And then you're going to turn your nose down and up. Good. Breathing in, breathing out. So this is like saying no. Excellent. Just a couple more, just so we get all the little different muscles in there. Give them all a good little stretch. And then let your head slowly come up. Going to release that arm, sweep it forward, bring it up overhead as high as you can. Now I know if you've got a shoulder issue, do the best you can. You're going to bend your elbow. Give yourself a little pat on the back over there. I'm going to start by pushing that elbow up. See if you can get it way up there. Breathe in, breathe out. If it's available to you to be able to bring the arm up overhead, do that. If that doesn't feel good, or if you're like scrunching your head in order to do that, just stick in this position. You're going to get the same benefit here. Same benefit. So we're stretching the underside of the arm. We're also stretching down here through the side of the body, underneath the armpit. A little bit of the back muscles too that come up and around. Yeah. Okay, now keep the elbow lifted. Release your right hand. Reach your right hand around behind your back. Bend your elbow. Crawl the fingers up there. Grab hold of your top hand with your bottom hand. So for those who could do it on the other side, you can do it on this side too, right? Yep. Everybody's doing it. Yep. Yep. Nina's the only one with the pertinent information because she's in the back of the room. She can see everybody. Breathing in, breathing out. So we're getting a good stretch there. One more. And then let everything go. Come all the way down. Let your arms hang down by your sides. Close your eyes. Notice, hopefully, right arm and left arm feel like they're the same length now. Just notice what your hands and fingers feel like. And your shoulders, your elbows, your arms. And let your eyes open. So do you notice a difference like all the way to your fingers with that? And we haven't done an awful lot of work with fingers, right? I know we do an awful lot in many of our classes because that's important. But what I'm trying to help you to see today is that movement anywhere in the chain from the fingers all the way up is going to have an effect on everything all the way down. So the tighter my neck is, I can do all the finger stretching in the world, but if my neck is tight, the blood flow and the I'm going to say the nutrient flow is going to be impaired from this part of the body. So it's important to work all of that. So let's take the right elbow and we're going to draw some big circles. Nice big circles. Great. And reverse your circles at some point. Good. And then rest that arm, go to the left. We're going to draw some nice big circles with the left. And reverse direction with that. Good. Okay, and then let's take both elbows. Let's go forward. So we're kind of going forward. Good. And the next time your elbows are down, we're going to go backwards. Oh, yeah. Good. Excellent. Okay. And now as your left elbow is going backwards, take your right elbow and start to go forwards. Yeah. Well, okay, so let me say it a different way. One elbow is going in one direction, right? And the other elbow is going in the other direction. Now, it's not this, so take a rest for a moment. Okay. So, this is what I see a lot, right? Can you see both elbows are going in the same direction? Now, you tried to fake me out, some of you. You did this. It's the same thing. They're going in the same direction. So you want to have one elbow going this way and one elbow going this way. Ooh. Ah. Yeah. Right? You got that? Yeah. I see a lot of people doing it. Yeah. You got that? Okay. Let's make it a little harder. Let's go the other direction, right? So if the right was going forward, now the right is going backwards. I'm still seeing this, though. So what's having a harder time, your brain or your body? The brain, yes. For sure, the brain is having a harder time. Okay, relax all of that. Whew, right? You're wrung out now. We got those shoulders really moving. Your shoulder joints, you know what I'm going to say, right? Do you know what I'm going to say? Some of you know what I'm going to say. Your shoulder joints are the most mobile joints in your body. They have the most range of motion of any of the joints. And the really sad thing is, we limit ourselves in our daily movements, and the shoulder says, or the body says, oh, okay, so you don't need to do this with your shoulder anymore. I'm not going to make that. I'm not going to make that movement available to you now. So that's going offline. We're going to just keep. We're just going to keep this movement, right? So I think of like somebody who rings groceries, right? They do this movement all the time. That movement is really strong. They can do that all day. Try raising their arms up overhead. Very difficult because they've shortened these muscles by doing this movement over and over and over. And you can think of any movement where you do something repetitively. It's going to make you really strong in that movement, but it's going to take away from some of the other movements. So some of what we've just done may be challenging you because they may be movements that you haven't been working with for a while. So let's do just a couple more, and this is a little more complex movement. And when I say complex, I don't mean we're not going to do a handstand or anything. This is just something where we're using many more, we're challenging more of the joints in a compound way. So let's take the right arm out to the side. And you're pressing your palm of your hand toward the wall like you're saying stop, right? You're trying to keep something away from you, right? So you're really pressing out. You got that? Okay, so we're going to go down toward the floor, and then we're going to come back up to that stop position. And notice when you come up to that stop position, you get a little more sensation in through the elbow and the arm. One more time, just kind of come down toward the floor, and then come back up to that stop position. Okay, we got that, right? Okay, so from this stop position, we're going to do something called a little gooseneck, right? So you're going to bend your elbow and your wrist at the same time. You're going to try and take your wrist right onto your shoulder, and then extend out. Good. And little gooseneck, bring the wrist right onto the shoulder and then extend out. Let's do this a few times, and let's start to breathe a little more smoothly, because I'm sure we're just kind of holding the breath because it's kind of a newish movement. It's a complex movement. This is a movement, they call this flossing. And what you're flossing is actually the nerves. So you're creating a little bit more mobility in the nerves in your arm. So the next time you're out to the side, we're going to hold out there, press, 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 press the heel of the hand away, and then lower that hand down. Let's rest it a little bit. Notice how this whole side of your body feels a little different right now. So we've woken some things up a little bit, right? So same thing on the other side. Take your left arm out, press out through the heel of your hand, really press, like whatever it is over there, you want to keep that away from you. So you're really strong arming that thing. And then lower your arm down. Notice that that changes a little bit. Going to come back up. Breathe in, breathe out. So don't hold your breath. Come down. Come up. So really pressing out. Good. And then we're going to do that little gooseneck thing on this side. So same thing, right? Bend the elbow and the wrist. Bring your wrist to your shoulder as close as it'll go. And then out. Just think of that. Actually, goose doesn't sound as nice as swan. How about we call it a swan neck? Yeah. I like that. Yeah, that feels more graceful. So just a couple more of these little swan necks. Good, and how about last one? Excellent. Okay, release that arm all the way down. And then take a moment, just notice that the left side feels a little more awake. And it might be, for some people, it might be more in the shoulder, some people might be in the arm or the wrist, so it really depends on where you might be tighter. Okay, we're going to take the the right arm, bring it out to the side. And now we're going to bring that arm way up overhead, press up through the heel of the hand, and then come back down to that starting position. So as you lift up, try not to use your neck and shoulder, like near your neck, to lift. See if you can use the top of the shoulder here, or the top of the arm rather here, which is also part of the shoulder. See, we say the shoulder, and it's like could be 7 different things. Okay, let's pause here with the arm out to the side. So we're going to do another little add to this. So we're going to bring the arm up, bend the elbow, and see if you can take the palm of your hand to the side of your face. Keep that elbow lifted, right? Okay, let's go all the way up. Let's come way down to the side. Take a breath. We're going to do that again. So take that right arm out to the side, palm extended. We're going to come all the way up, bend the elbow, bring your palm to the side of your face. You might need to move your head to get it out of the way. And if you're wearing glasses, it might be a little, you might need to get it up and out of the way. Everybody doing okay with that? Are we breathing? I forgot to mention that, but that's important. And one more time. Yeah, good. And this is a challenge, I know. Okay, we're going to rest that arm a little bit. Again, check in with that arm. Notice what you feel. Tired, yes. It feels alive. Yes, I like that, Evelyn. Mine feels alive too. All right, let's take this left arm out to the side. Okay, we're going to go way up. Just reach up, 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 and then all the way out to the side. So we're just getting this arm used to going up overhead again, right? Maybe this is a movement you don't do very much, right? So, if you're doing a lot of handstands, you're doing this. I don't have a lot of handstands going on at home? Okay. Yeah. Okay, one more time. Great. Okay, now this time, we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side with the palm, right? So we're going to come up, bend the elbow, keep the elbow lifted, see if you can get the palm of the hand onto the side of the face. It's like you're answering the phone. Remember phones? Remember phones? Yeah, that old-fashioned way of answering the phone, right? Come all the way up and down. Right, I know, that's so weird to say that. Like there's a whole generation of people that go, the what? What? What is a phone? Yeah. Yeah, dial the number, right? Yeah. We had those things that you put on the phone so you could have it on your shoulder when you were doing 17 other things. The cord that went from the kitchen to the living room. Yeah. And decapitated people as we went. Yeah, remember that? Wow. You All right. How about one more time? We probably did 75 on this side. Yeah. Okay, and then relax that. Oof. Just check in with that arm. Just notice what you feel, right? Maybe just circle the shoulders around a little bit. Notice how that feels. Okay, we have one more movement with the arm and shoulder in that complex series of movements. Again, this is all part of the conditioning of the nerves, which is sometimes called flossing in physical therapy speak. So we're going to take let's do it this way first. So we're going to take the first finger and the thumb together. Some of you know this because we've done this before. So make it like a little circle, like you could spy through it, right? So it's like a little spyglass in there. Okay, and then we're going to take that little spyglass and go out to the side, right? Now we're going to come up overhead with the arm. Ready? Bend your elbow, bring your spyglass onto your eye with the palm on your face. Major mud. And come up and all the way down. You got that? That's a little tricky, I know. So start with your spyglass, right? So just with your spyglass, and then we're going to take the arm out, right? So this is a movement we just did. So you're going to bend your elbow, bring the palm of your hand toward your face, right? So your fingers are down this way, and you might use your other hand to help if you want. Sorry, I'm yelling at you. And then see if you can bring your fingers around to a spyglass. And again, if you have glasses on, this might be a little bit tricky with the glasses. Come all the way up and down, right? How about one more time? You got it in you? Okay. Go out to the side, bend your elbow, palm of the hand to the face, and then finger and thumb make that little spyglass. Yeah. This is a lot of complex movement in your wrist and your arm. Come all the way up and down. Shake that out a little bit. So that is the most complex of those movements, right? So I'm just going to review that one more time because you can practice this at home. This is a really good one to do at home. So it's starting out with just the little swan neck, right? So that's getting a little bit of movement in the wrist, a little bit of movement in the elbow and the shoulder. We went from the swan neck up to the palm of the hand on the side of the face. And then we went from that to the little spyglass to the side of the face. So this movement, this little spyglass at the eye thing, think of it like trying to spread your toes. The first time you tried to lift your toes and have the big toe work independently of the others, impossible. But if you practice it over time, they start to gain some independence. So this movement will also get a little bit easier if you practice it that way. So let's do the left side, because perhaps you have a little more dexterity on that left side. So start with your spyglass, right? So you want to make sure you have a nice circle there. And then we're going to bring that arm out to the side. Breathe in, breathe out. I know you're already holding your breath, going, oh God, we have to do it on the side too. We're going to go up overhead, bend the elbow, bring the palm of your hand toward the side of your face, and your finger up to your left eye. Almost. Yeah, close. Yeah, help it along. Give it a little hand on the other side. And then up and over. Yep, and there's some confusion, right? Yeah, yeah, because the left side is not as smart as the right side. We're gonna go ahead. What's that? I'm sorry, you're well, maybe, yeah. I think you might be right. Okay. This is a little harder, right? Yeah. How about one more time? Go up and over. Good. Little spyglass. Good. Okay. All right, take a breath, everybody, because that was like, right? Okay, who found one side harder than the other? Yes, right? Because we're just not used to it. So when we use one side, when one side is dominant, as it is for most of us, the other side, this is what I like to say, the other side does all the heavy lifting, right? So for me, I'm right-handed. My right hand knows how to open the car door, knows how to open the front door, knows how to do all that stuff. Left hand doesn't have a clue. But my left arm carries all the groceries in the house and does all of the, when I pick up the laundry basket, it's always on that left side because the left is stronger. That's the brute force side. So let's see if we can get them both going the same direction. Let's take 2 spyglasses, right? So can you see me? Everybody see me okay? All right. So we're going to take those little spyglasses, go out to the side, breathe, bend the elbows, bring both hands to the sides of your face. Bring your fingers up, make little spyglasses. Can you see me now? I'm peering at all of you. Yeah. If you're doing this, that's okay. Yeah. However you can get your fingers up there on your eyes is absolutely fine. Okay, release that. Shake that out a little bit. Let your hands rest on your lap for a moment. Close your eyes. Check in with your arms, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your hands, your fingers. Notice all the sensations that are present right now. And let your eyes open. Okay, we'll do just a little bit of work at the spine now. So bring your feet a little wider, and then your hips, maybe about the width of your chair. That seems about right. Good. And then thinking about your spine, thinking about your spine in a rounding position, right? So for many of us, we sit in this position. So the back of the spine, or the back of the spine is kind of rounded, right? But in order to be able to navigate life and walk forward, we have to lift our head. So isn't that beautiful posture, you guys? That's awesome, right? So the back of the neck gets very short. Do you see how short the back of my neck is? And the front of the neck gets very long. So we're kind of in this position a lot. So through flexing and extending the spine, we're going to try and just kind of bring awareness to that and maybe start to correct a little bit of that. So first, start by bringing your chin down toward your chest. We did this at the very beginning. And then tuck your chin like you're trying to bring it into your collarbones there, right? So it should almost feel like there's some restriction in your throat. And now with your chin really tucked in, see if you could bring your forehead down to your belly button. So start rounding through your spine. See if you can keep your chin tucked in and your forehead comes right down toward your belly button. And breathe. And then slowly come up. Okay. So who felt a big stretch in the back of the neck? Who felt a bigger stretch here in the upper part of the back? Yeah. So wherever you felt the biggest stretch, that's where you're the tightest. So if you felt it in the back of your neck, this is probably your posture a lot, and you're not even aware of it, right? If you're really good about your head posture, you might still be holding like this, but chances are you're creating tension in the upper back because you're trying to sit up straight, right? Let's try that again. I just want to bring some awareness to that again. So tuck the or let the chin fall down toward the chest, and now pull it in toward the little notch. And breathe. And as you keep your chin tucked in this fashion, you're going to bring your forehead right down toward your navel. So you're really kind of rounding through the upper part of the back. Breathing in, breathing out. Keep tucking the chin, keep pulling the forehead toward the navel. And then slowly come up. Good. Okay. Now notice your shoulders. They're probably a little forward of your hips at this point. See if you can bring them back so they're right over your hips. So it feels like you're sitting with ease. Actually, let's try this. I want everybody to just lean forward some. Don't support yourself with your hands, right? So don't let your hands like take up any of the slack. Notice what you feel in your back, in your neck. Should feel quite a bit of tension in there because we're on this angle forward. We've got gravity pushing down on us, and that's creating a load. Just simply sitting in this position is creating a little bit of a load on the back. So from this position now, I want you to go into kind of a slumped position. Let your shoulder slump down and your chin up so you feel that tightness in the back of your neck. Okay. And now see if you can sit up. Bring your shoulders over your hips and then back behind them just a little bit, right? So you can see here's my shoulders in front of my hips. That's over my hips. That's behind slightly. So with the shoulders slightly behind the hips, relax your neck. Breathing in, breathing out. As you're holding here, press down into your sitting bones and imagine you're pressing up through the crown of your head, like there's something touching the crown of your head. As a matter of fact, take one of your hands, place it right on top of your head like that, just very lightly, and push up into your hand. So can you feel that length from your sitting bones all the way to the crown of your head? Notice you're probably holding your breath, because you can get longer if you hold your breath. And then relax all of that. Go back to sort of a neutral position. Close your eyes. Take a couple of breaths in and out, and just notice if there's a difference in your spine, in the way you feel your head on top of your shoulders, in the way you feel your sitting bones in contact with the chair, and that connection between the bottom part of your hips, which is your sitting bones, and the top of your head. All that connection comes up through your spine. And let your eyes open. Okay. So, the very first thing we did, movement-wise, was we had a look over each shoulder, right? Remember that? I'm going to ask you to just remember what you saw that first time. So sitting, facing forward, we're just going to turn the head, not the shoulders, just the head to the right. Turn as far to the right as you can. Go around as far as you're able to. Let your eyes turn all the way around in the eye sockets. Notice what you see. Compare it to the first time you did this, about an hour ago. And then slowly relax and come back to center. We're going to go over to the left, same thing. So again, keep the body forward. We're just turning the head. Looking out over that left shoulder, go as far as you can. Turn your eyes as far around in the eye sockets as they'll go. And then release that, come all the way back. Okay. So what did you notice when you did your comparison? Yeah, for most of us, it's going to be quite a difference. It's like, wow, I didn't realize I had that much range. And so this is just a nice way to demonstrate how when you use your body, when you go through a range of movement with your joints and your muscles and your tissues, that you actually have more movement available to you, right? Because before, this was it. This was all that was available. After doing all of this work, wow, I get like maybe another 10 degrees, maybe even got more than 10 degrees, but you get more range of movement. That's good for your quality of life. It's good for your joints. It's good for your independence. There's like so many benefits to having that range of movement available to you. So we're going to end with a little meditation. So if you want to close your eyes, I'm going to shut this just because I feel like I'm competing with the wind right now for sound. So if you want to sit comfortably in your chair, you can do that. If you want to put your shoes and socks back on, you can do that. Sweater, I know I hate to say that. We're at that point in the season, though, where if you feel like you want your sweater, you can do that. And then close your eyes. And tune into your breath. Oh, I did that. Notice the way the air is moving in and out of your body. Notice how your body is responding to the breath. So after doing a series of movements here, are you able to feel the breath as it moves your body? Is there a specific area, or are there specific areas where you're more aware of movement than before? As you breathe in and out, investigate areas of ease in your body. So those places where it just feels easy to inhale and exhale. We tend to focus our attention on the things that aren't working right, in our opinion, right? So we tend to focus on the areas that are hurting or bothering us. We very rarely give attention to our body parts that are working fine, that are comfortable, that are at ease. This is a wonderful meditation to do, to simply sit and breathe and notice the places of ease in your body. They might be very small. Maybe it's just like your little finger. Or maybe it's like your right ear. There's always some place in the body that's quiet, that's comfortable. And it won't seek your attention, but it appreciates your attention. When you focus your awareness on parts of your body that are at ease or comfortable, it magnifies that feeling of ease into the rest of your body. The opposite of how we focus our attention on those places that hurt. When I focus my attention on my knee or my shoulder or my elbow or whatever part of me is hurting, it feels like my whole body, my whole being is nothing but hurting. If I can focus my attention on my knee or my elbow or shoulder that feel really good, really comfortable, then that feeling of ease is in the whole body. I have an experience of ease, even though those other parts might be a little uncomfortable. I'm not paying a lot of attention to them right now. Changing my focus and changing my awareness. And this meditation on the body, on the places of ease and comfort in our body, we can translate that directly into life. When we focus our attention on the negative things in the world is a big, scary, ugly place. When we can focus our attention on some of the good things in the world, it seems more friendly, more available, like an easier place to be. Our experience of anything is dependent on the attention we give it. And we sometimes forget that it's a choice. I can choose to pay attention to the parts of my body that are uncomfortable or painful, or I can choose to turn my attention to those parts of me that are comfortable and pain-free and easy. And while it may not change the injury or soreness that I have, it changes my experience of being in my body, changes my experience of life. Take your hands together for a moment and just kind of silently express your gratitude to your body for its places of ease. And then if you'd like, you might just open your eyes and just acknowledge all these wonderful people here in the room doing yoga together this morning. You're welcome. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you next week.